The camouflage ability had to be one of Indy's best features, but she seemed to use it very infrequently, especially in cases where it would have been very useful. Many people who watched Jurassic World wondered why she didn't use it during the battle scene with Rexy and when she was being chased. She was smart enough to have used it to get out of her enclosure when she was hunting the Ankylosaurus herd, and smart enough to use it when those men were hunting her in the jungle and she had seen how effective it was in those cases. That being said, it seems as though her not using it was chalked up to bad writing. Or was it? Indy's use of chromatophores are based on the cuttlefish, which also is included in her DNA. When she's trying to be stealthy to avoid detection, she changes color to blend in with her environment. But it always seems to be in the backdrop of green. There are two reasons why we speculate Indy doesn't always use her camouflage. Although camouflage is an inherited trait rather than a learned behavior, it seems in Indy's case it might be a bit of both. Indy has always grown up in the paddock that we see her in, so for her whole life she's been surrounded by vegetation. It's probably not the first time she's camouflaged, the first time we see her camouflage in the movie while in her paddock, but her being as intelligent as she is, it is possible that she associated this ability with vegetation. She's intelligent enough and has enough cognizance to probably look down at her body and realize that she's the same color as the trees. She probably did not like the engineers staring at her, which translated into her trying to be stealthy, thus causing her to activate her camouflage ability. After doing this for years, Indy realizes that she is safe in the trees, or amongst vegetation. Having experienced with her ability, she can do it at will, but since she's only ever been in that small paddock surrounded by vegetation, she's only ever known to camouflage to mimic vegetation. It probably would never even occur to her to try and camouflage the backdrop of anything else. The second reason she probably didn't use her camouflaging ability as frequently is because in those other cases, she was way too stressed. When she was fleeing or fighting for her life, that was not the time to camouflage. At that time, she's already been made, and all of her survival instinct is put into fleeing or fighting. Camouflaging also seems to be deliberate action, albeit one she's had much experience in, but every time she used it, she was always in a setting where she was alone and had enough time to stay hidden for a while to get the drop in whatever was coming that wasn't aware of her presence. Even though her DNA is somewhat based on the cuttlefish, it doesn't mean she's going to express the cuttlefish's properties exactly the way the cuttlefish would. The same goes for all the other animals that comprise her. So that's the answer for why Indy did not use her camouflaging ability regularly. Thanks for watching. This has been Altiori. You ask, we answer.